Heyo and welcome in today. Today you are joined by me, Daniel, and we're drawing this lady here with an interesting pose. I found this image on pixabay.com and I wanted to kind of capture the pose, capture the kind of scene that this is of the character, um, having this kind of looking back kind of image in your mind, this interesting image that I found. And I want to get better at drawing people, and anatomy and that kind of thing, and drawing poses, um, because that is one of the things that I do struggle with. Also hands as well. This has a good kind of take on hands because a little bit of the image, I'd say a fair bit of the image, it does come down to what her hands are doing. It tells a little bit of the story of the image. Um, so it does help, getting your hands right, getting the head posture and everything right. So that's the kind of things I was trying to work on. I want to get to a point where I can just draw what I want. I don't struggle every time with drawing something that is like to this kind of image. So that's why I chose it for 90-minute art challenge, to try and really tackle down and try to get better at drawing things like this. Um, I don't draw things like this too often, but sometimes it comes up that I will be it will happen that I have to draw something like this, and also it adds something to my repertoire. Adds more knowledge to if you do things outside your comfort zone and you do challenges like this. This took me 90 minutes. It's not the end of the world. It didn't take me 2 or 3 weeks to draw this. It only took me 90 minutes. So that isn't much time for me. It is a fair bit of time. It's one night's worth of work. But I can sacrifice that really to get this done. I did this a couple of days ago, and I felt it turned out okay. Not the best in the world, but I'm quite happy with the results. Obviously, not to a point where it's like I've passed. If this was ranked on the kind of um, on the scale, maybe maybe a C. A, B, C, D, E, F is fail or whatever. So I think C get degrees kind of a thing. C just passes it, but it's still not that high quality um that I was aiming for. And I do try to get that high quality up there the best I can, but yeah, obviously it depends on the subject matter, and I do want to get to that point where I can, really push my drawings and illustrations, and it will take a bit of this, but 90-minute art challenges. Um, Not giving up on it because it's a bit like a new trick kind of a thing, or new kind of thing that you do. Um you have some foundation, you have some good foundations there, but now you've added this new element on top. Understanding anatomy, then using it to create poses. It's over top of that. Um, and then lighting on top. It's another little element. So creating this composition, yeah, it was lots of fun, but it was challenging. It took me a bit of time to figure out the hands, to figure things out. um, but yeah, it's another little um, drawing that I think will help me progress. I'm going to be doing probably a few more of images like this, where it features a person um, in a pose, maybe even more static, uh, more going on than this. Maybe shooting a ball into a hoop, or kicking a ball, or something interesting. Um, And I think dealing with something small in each, not each one of these 90 minutes, or each one of these kind of drawing challenges that I do, does help a lot, because it gives you kind of a focus to focus on, rather than being like trying to get everything right and completely failing everything. Try and focus in on just trying to get one thing right, that makes a huge difference, because that means you can get that one thing right, whether it's the pose, whether it's the lighting, whether it's the overall drawing of it. And that's what I focused on here, is just trying to get a really good overall drawing down of this character here. Just trying to get it down the best I can. I didn't focus in on anything else, although, towards the end, um, I did sneak in a little bit of background work and things like that, but that was only just because I was like, well, I have like 5 or 10 minutes or something, and I don't really know where to go from here, so I just was like, okay, I'll do some background work, just to fill in the gap time, and be like, well, while I think about how to possibly how I could fix this. I don't know if that helped me in the end, but that's what I did. Sometimes I just need a little bit of breather of what I'm doing, so just doing the background sometimes is it kind of changes up the scene. I guess it changes up the what I'm doing. Um, that way I can go back to it. I don't think it added anything though to the image and overall. I think, here I do it. I think that I really could have spent a little bit more time just figuring out that drawing, even just dialing it back. I dialed it back there, and I think here, when I dialed it back here, I think I was starting to make it work a little bit better, but I still think it needed another few passes of drawing passes. I think, from here onwards, it was heading in kind of the right direction. However, there are mistakes. Now I'm looking at, I'm like, oh, really? And these things, you can pick up on the go when you're actually creating it, or sometimes like when you are reflecting on it, when you are looking back at it, um, and that's the thing that these 90 minutes challenges don't give me, a reflection. But in doing these videos and chatting over them and looking at them, it does, from there, it gives me a reflection. Um, that I can look at it and be like, okay, what have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? And tell you guys, inform you guys, and um, it does help. It gives me, it really helps me. I recommend, you to reflect on what you did as well, not just draw it and be like, oh yeah, I did an okay job, but actually reflecting on, um, this image. And I think reflecting on, this image here will be really good, because, just looking at it, being like, okay, this is what's wrong with it. Um, how can I change things um, to make it better? What did I get right? What did I get wrong um, in this whole image? Um, I think I did an okay job. There's still, work to do here. Um, but, I think I've definitely improved compared to maybe 3 years ago, when if I was to attempt something like this. Um, compared to that, I definitely have improved. So it has helped just doing these 90-minute art challenges, and this way I can tackle those things I'm not so good at. So hopefully you've enjoyed seeing me paint this and me chatting to you about this. Remember to reflect on your drawing and things like that. It's really helpful. So keep drawing, keep creating, and see you in the next video.